What's up, fellas? Welcome back to Proud Masculine. I'm Joe. Today's topic, no contact. Is it working? And before I begin, remember, drop down, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell. And so let's just dive in. I'm just going to make this a short one. No contact. Is it working? So you experienced a breakup. It sucks. You've fucked up. You've begged, you've pleaded, you've done all the things that if you've listened to a few videos now, you've been told not to do. But you've already done it. It's too late. And you've gone into no contact. And so now you're in that phase. It hurts. You're on the internet looking at shit, ways to get your ex back. And it just sucks. I mean, we'll call it what it is. It's fucked up. I've been there. Many of us have. And so you try no contact. And so a real quick explanation, no contact is you cease all contact with the person who dumped your ass. That's it. And that's the initial. I mean, that's with the no contact. That's like the beginnings of no contact. Cease contact. Quit texting. Quit liking social media posts. No happy birthday. No Merry Christmas. For no reason at all should you be contacting this person. They have unilaterally changed the terms of your relationship with them. Decided, whatever reason, justifiable or not, to end the terms of your relationship. And that's where you are. So now you're wondering, is it working? And the purpose of that is you respectfully give them the breakup. You give them that. And what ultimately, obviously, the end goal is to get your ex back. That's where you start. That's the initial reason I've done it. The initial reason anybody goes into no contact in the hopes to have their ex back. At the end of the day, that's the outcome. And that's the end. The mean is the no contact. So, some time goes by, you start wondering if it's working. And I kind of lured you in with this video to see if it's putting the title, is it working? It's like you can have some markers to know if it's working. Well, here's the thing. I lured you in to tell you this, because if I said in the title, no contact, here's what's great about it that you don't understand yet, you probably would have went right past and you never would have got this valuable information, this wisdom. So yes, the no contact is the strategy, which is a mature strategy. It's not about playing games. And at first it may seem like it because you don't know what you're getting into yet. And it just sounds, the only thing you're hearing about is X back, X back, X back. That's what you're laser focused on. And most people are in the beginning of a breakup. Understandably so. That's just where you're at. And so that's what propels you into taking this action. Well, it's actually inaction, but it's doing something and applying the no contact rule to your particular situation. So now here's what some people do. You have some really great coaches out there that explain this and break this down, and others tell you it's like no contact for 30 days, no contact for 3 weeks. Like, no, that's bullshit. No contact is no contact till they reach out. I'm sure you've already done the explaining, the begging, the trying to logically explain to them why it's a good idea to hang on and keep you and all these measurables that you have that make you such a great person. Like, they know you don't want to break up. There's no reason to ever have to tell them again. So now you're moving forward with that, and here's how to know if it's working. And here's the intended purpose for no contact is allow them the space, allow them the time to miss you, to put some distance between you and that negative association that got to such a degree that they couldn't be around it anymore, and they had to make that hard decision. And it usually started happening months ago, to have to make this hard decision to walk away and end the fucking relationship. So it had gotten that bad with this person who once loved, adored you, was so excited, used to send pictures of themselves all the time, and constantly want to be in your space and asking for your attention, just doesn't want to see you anymore. That's how it got. And that, it is what it is. That's where you are. You're there. And now it's time to put some space in between that. Well, in the meantime, this is not the time, this space in between is not the time to sit and wait. That's not what this is about, sitting and waiting. It's not the intended use of no contact and the gap from the breakup to the reach out down the line. So now it's just time to improve and go look at shit and work on shit and better yourself. There was a person that they met that they thought was sexy, attractive, physically, emotionally, mentally stimulating, and attractive on all these levels. And over time, it got to a point where none of those measurables, none of those factors could overcome the negativity. So now's the time to correct that ship, to right that, correct these deficiencies, shore shit back up, get your shit back together. And so you're going to probably spend 2 weeks, you're not going to be able to function. It's going to be tough. You're just going to be thinking about them night and day. You're not going to want to eat, or you're going to overeat. You're going to be super anxious, super relaxed, super energetic, super tired. Like all of these insane extremes. It's going to get fucking nuts for a little bit. And then you're going to want to, talk about it to everybody, looking for some comfort and validation. And then you're going to wear thin on everybody to where they don't want to hear shit anymore. Then you're finally going to be in a place, probably at the end of week 2, end of week 3. But if you catch it early, you're catching this video on day 3, you're in luck. So you could stop that shit now. It's good to vent, it's good to process. But ultimately, you're just going to wear people out. Nobody's going to give a shit. And the more people cater to your heartache, the longer you're going to drag it out, because it's a little comfortable. So now it's time to take action. Action, action, action. Massive amounts of action. Productive action. I don't mean, go to a club every night and drink. No. You're going to direct this energy, this pain, these misguided feelings and lack of connection that you feel, and you're going to rebuild that connection back with yourself. And number 1, step 1, get in the fucking gym. Get in the gym. I don't care if you're already jacked, if you're not jacked at all, you're fat, skinny, I don't care. Get in the gym and start working. If you have to, hire a trainer. I can help you with that. But get in there, and I promise you, day 1, first workout, you leave that gym feeling better. And trust me, there's a lot more benefits than just getting jacked and sexy going to the gym and lifting heavy shit. I mean, especially for men, it's embedded in our DNA to do that kind of shit, to be strong and it gives you a sense of purpose and usefulness. And next thing, start looking at what happened. Like, get honest with yourself. Get brutally honest with yourself and where you fell short in this interaction. Because I don't care what happened and what the case may have been, you contributed to that somewhere, and that you need to know these things. Because guess what? Down the line, when this person reaches out to you again, you show up as that same person with the same baggage, with the same bullshit. It's going to be discovered in a very short amount of time, and you're not going to be prepared, and it's going to wind up over again much quicker than it took the first time. And there's a really good chance that it's done for good at that time. Next, get reacquainted with some old friends if you have quality friends. If you got shit friends that are aimless, with no ambition, or in fucked up relationships, or just have a bad outlook or don't support you, ditch those friends. Cut negativity out of your life ruthlessly. Cut it out of your life. I don't give a shit if it's friends you knew since you were babies, family, anybody. Cut that shit out ruthlessly and start focusing on either making new friends, experiencing new things that bring positive experience and excitement. Go enjoy your life. Go do things that you've been putting off because you were with this person, or you didn't have the time available. Now's the time. Go get some life experience. Go have fun. Go on that skydiving trip. Go on that solo little trip, or join a group, take a class. I don't know. Do something. But do something exciting. And chances are you've gotten in this relationship, things kind of got away from you. You stopped doing things as much. You became a little boring and predictable. Predictability and boredom is like, that's the death knell for any relationship. And then, so you've gone to the gym, you've taken a brutally honest look at your part in things and what needs shoring up. New experiences, reacquaintance with some old friends, getting back with the fellas, if they're not useless degenerates. Now it's time to do some self-work, real deep self-work. And I'm not saying you go to the gym first for a little bit of time and do this next thing for it. This is all simultaneous. It's things you're going to be incorporating into your daily routine. This is going to be a lifestyle now. This has got to be a lifestyle that you adopt and take on, not as just a temporary practice to get yourself back in good order to impress this person. That's not what I mean. To change. And usually it's a traumatic event or a loss or something that is the catalyst for a huge change and a swing in momentum in life. And this is a great opportunity. There's a great opportunity. It's nothing like heartbreak and empty pockets. That shit builds empires. Ride the wave. Turn this momentum into a lifestyle, into habits. And then invest in yourself heavily, heavily, heavily with the self-work. You may be showing up in a relationship where you became needy. If you became needy in a relationship, you were needy before that. You just didn't have anybody to be needy to. You expressed it in other ways. If you're insecure about this and the relationship brought out insecurities, you were already insecure. If you would lash out in your relationship, and emotionally reactive, you were already angry and emotionally immature. Don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself into thinking that this one person brought these things out in you. They just happen to, at some point stumble on those triggers, on your triggers, and you reacted, and whatever, needy, whatever the case may be. So this is like a golden opportunity. So the whole purpose is not, go into contact to say, I'm going to show them that what what they missing out on, and that's immature, that's manipulative, that's game playing, and that's not the design of this strategy. It seems like that at first, it kind of sounds like that at first, but I promise you it's not. And it's a time for you to heal. It's time for them to heal. I don't know what went on with your particular situation, and to be able to apply this and come up with a plan, it would be better suited for you to see me for one-on-one coaching, where we can tailor a plan of action, really getting to the nuts and bolts of it all, to see what your particular situation was to have the most effective plan moving forward. And I'll leave the coaching details below, and I'll link it below in the description. But that's what it is, because when this person comes back and reaches out to you, and it's usually going to be some indirect, that's one of the top guys out there, Craig Kenneth. It's the indirect direct approach. I don't even know if he came up with it. He's one of them that used it, the indirect direct approach, because rarely is this person going to come back and say, come back into your life, like, hey, I miss you, been thinking about you. And because what happens over time is, it's called the faded affect bias. And I'm not going to get into all of the psychological shit, and I'll just give you a quick what it is. It's a human's tendency to forget the negative experiences faster than the positive. Back in the cave days, you experience something traumatic or unfavorable, or a negative association. If a hunting party went out and Cave Proud Masculine saw Cave Bill get mauled by a saber-toothed tiger, and it freaked me the fuck out. I can't afford to go sit in my cave for the rest of my life when I have a family and children to provide meat for, to go kill mammoths and shit and gather berries. At some point I got to be able to release the negativity and move on functioning. So, through evolution, we built these facilities to have the negative experience begin to fade. So you think of it like this: at the beginning of a breakup, or seeing Cave Bill get mauled, the negative here is present. It's has quite an effect, and the positive is here. Is like, okay, meat, I don't care so much. I don't want to get ripped limb from limb by a saber-tooth. What happens over time is it begins to balance out. It goes neutral, then the negative goes down, and the positive comes up, and the positive comes back to the surface. So the same thing in a breakup, and it's at some point, if there was an emotional attachment and a strong connection and attachment, these positives do come back up to the surface, and that's typically what you can hear from. Now, there's stages of no contact. I'll go over that in another video, but this is at the end stages, when she or the other person is starting to feel a little anxiety and starting to have, bring back all these warm and fuzzies that come back. If, and you're usually going to, so after that's typically when you hear from. And it's going to be along the lines of, hey, what was that place we had at? Hey, did I leave this over here? Or, something, I heard this, what was the name of that song? It's going to be some sideways shit. But that's them clearly stating that you're on my mind. That's when you're going to initiate a date. You're going to take that opportunity. You always assume at that point that they want to see you. They're reaching out because they want your attention. And honestly, some time has passed by. They don't know how you're going to respond. So they can't come out right and say, man, I fucking miss you, and I really want to hang out. I want to see about talking about some shit. And I really want to see if I put myself back in your space, if you're going to be a fucking asshole or a psycho or, you know, the jerk off I left, I know that's strong, but that's just how I speak about things. It's more in jest. So I'm kind of testing the waters. They're not going to say that. They're not going to be upfront, and they don't know if you've gotten to a point where you're going to say fuck off, you know, and reject them. They don't want to be rejected either. You didn't like it. They don't like it. Nobody likes being rejected. And I don't care how conditioned you are and attuned to how you deal with rejection. It's not a pleasant. Nobody likes it on any level. So it's going to be usually a little sly, sideways. Oh, hey, you know, I thought I saw you and I saw a car like yours. And it's going to be, or, you know, sometimes you get the old, hey, whatever, you know. And there's coaches out there that tell you ignore. Like if your ex should reach out to you within a certain amount of time, ignore. That's just stupid and unproductive and immature. Now you're playing games. Now you're being manipulative. And, or if they reach out with something like, hey, or hey, how are you? Ignore them until they say something more profound. That's playing games. That's being manipulative. That's being manipulative. So, yeah, a little bit about that. And that's what, and at the end of the day, when that time comes, or there's a time that's passed, have you put some work in? Have you done work on yourself? Are you coming out better than the end of that relationship, that person? Are you coming out a better person at the end of the day? And so what you do is all these things, the list of shit to do to fill that space in between, is you start stacking little wins, stacking W's, little victories. You hit the gym, 4 times a week minimum. Clean up your diet. Over time, over a period of 4-day weeks, over 2 months, all those little victories, all those gym visits, all those shit food that you turned down, and all the good stuff you made a decision to put in your body, that adds up, it accumulates, and in 2 months you look fucking awesome. Just huge difference. You've come to terms, you spend a little time every day journaling, doing some introspection, getting really honest with yourself, where you fall short and some of your limitations and flaws that need working on, that would allow you to succeed in any relationship moving forward, whether it be this person or somebody else. You keep track of that shit. You work on it. You piece away at it. Little victories. Before you know it, 2 months' time, you've got a whole new understanding of how you operate and things that you need to work on, things that have held you back. It may start out as something that you've identified within the relationship, because that's where you're going to be focused, believe me, but it's going to show up in other areas of your life. You're going to be more well-rounded, and you're going to stack little victories where it accumulates into this huge change, this huge effect. And little trips out here and there, meeting new people. You're going to polish up your social skills. You recalibrate socially. Little victories, more experiences, more interactions. The better you get, the smoother you get. You're able to go back and forth easy with flow. And then you're going to go jump into that work, that self-work. A little bit of shit you're going to do. You're going to start by maybe meditating, and maybe go talk to a counselor if you're having some serious issues, Maybe if there's a codependency, maybe you work with a hypnotherapist, or do some trauma clearing, something. Get down and deep in them crevices that nobody wants to look at. But you're going to start that stuff a little bit at a time. And at the end of the day, 2 months goes by, 3 months goes by, you've accomplished. Like, you're almost a whole new person. You've gotten your sexiness back. You feel good. You look good. You got a clear head. You're centered. You're grounded. You're more integrated. as a whole, as a person, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, very well integrated, that is sexy. That's a turn on. And when this person comes back, they're going to know it immediately. You're going to look different, feel different, act different. You're going to have a different vibe, but it's still going to be you. Just a better version of. That's that's like the nuts. That's the balls of no contact right there. So at the end of the day, you come out bigger, faster, stronger, smarter. And if it does so happen to work out with that person, great. At the end of that, you might decide that's not what you want. And you can gracefully move on and find somebody else, find somebody better. Or, better, worse, whatever, different. So that's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's not some bullshit game where, fine, I'm going to show them, let them go see how bad the world is without me. Nah. If you go with that attitude, you're just going to stay bitter. Probably going to get more bitter next time they come around. And then be prone to, when they reach out, be more prone to jump right back into, what happened and explaining and, kind of just fucking it up. So that's it. That's going to be it for this video. Remember, like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell to get future videos as they come out. Again, green screen. It is what it is. I'll get it right at some point. And so comment, tell me what you thought about this video, comment any questions, comment another topic you'd like to hear about, or if you want me to go more in depth about something I covered through this video. And for my personal coaching, for one-on-one help, see the link down below. Schedule a time. We can put a tailor-made plan just for your situation specifically. That's it. See you on the next one.